Hi, I'm Chantel with 141 Design Company, and welcome to my channel. I just got back from Stitchcon A. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have a lot of video, and I do have some pictures. I'm going to have to snag some, I think, from some other, like off the hashtag and some other people I know, because I want to put something together, like a little edited Stitchcon fun version to share with you guys so that you guys can see a little bit of what it's like. But you're probably already also following some of the other people who are there because there's so many. The first session, I think there's 300 at each one. And the first session, I mean, they're so good. Keepsakes puts it on. They're out of Cincinnati. And they're so good at doing this now. They've got it down to a science. And so, we get there, we get clocked in, listen to me, checked in at the hotel. We're, hanging out with friends like instantly and finding tables and stitching and chatting and having fun and shopping. Oy, the shopping. I'll show you a little bit what I got in my haul. Mostly fabric. I'm trying, because I'm still trying new fabric, so mostly fabric. But I did get some fun things from haul because they had a good fabric selection. But what I want to share with you now are the gifts I got from my table mates. All right, now it's fun. It's not a requirement, okay? But it is fun to maybe put a little something together, especially if you know who. Well, no, even if you don't know, you're going to be sitting at a table with about 6 to 8 people at each retreat you go to. Okay, so it might be kind of fun to put a gift together from you for each one of your table mates when you go to retreats. Again, it is not mandatory. It is not. It's just what it's fun to do, and they'll have something more than likely for you. So that's why it's kind of nice. Now, I gave each one of them one of the little Miss Cross Stitch sweatshirts. So that was from us here at 141 and the girls, and that's what I handed out. And then each one of them that I sat with, I wanted to share what they put out together, right? So I was sitting with Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher and Carrie Tiger Lily Designs, Jody from Simply Stitching Ocala, and Allison, who is AllieCat13, I think, on Instagram. And I'm going to tag them all while I'm chatting and talking and show you their pictures so you can see who they are, and make sure you go over and show some love on their pages, which I'm sure you guys already do. But from Jessica, she gave each one of us one of these adorable little bags, which I love having these. These are perfect for putting your floss in, especially if you're using the spools, because they work really good, or if you've got a big floss drop collection for a particular chart. But that goes really well in here. She also gave us chocolates. I can't share those because those are long gone. And she gave us this cute little Stitchcon, like little beaded, spells out Stitchcon with lobster claw clasp, and the teeniest weeniest little Kohana snips. Okay, look at these. Isn't that cute? Anyway, the Kohana snips are fabulous for travel because you never know for sure if they're going to take them, right? They're not taking these. These are, who's doing anything with these but snip and floss, right? So these are a good solution if you're traveling on the airplane. So that came from Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher. Then Allison, little Miss Alley Cat, she is like Little Miss Professional Retreat Goer, I like to say. Here's Allison's details. So go over, follow her. She's got all kinds of good things to share. She also gave us a goodie bag of treats that, they got eaten, and this cute coaster that she made for all of us. But there was a whole bunch of other stuff, like tea and some, I think, lemonade mix, which I stuck with my drink things, and then some other, like candies. From Jody at Simply Stitching. Now, Jody does the coolest little floss trash things, the little floss things. Look at, and this fabric, I mean, seriously, it is so cute. I love this so much. We need to get her to make some bags and the other things. Or I don't know where. Okay, I think she said in her Flosstube, go watch her Flosstube too, because she talks about it. And hers, I think, where did she say this came from? Anyway, you'll have to go over and watch Jody, because look at, it's like perfect floss stuff. Here's her information. Handmade with love by Jody. And she gave us this and a little floss bed thing to go with it. Oh, I have some extra floss in there from another, probably a new start I didn't finish. And she stitched these. Isn't that cute? I had this hanging on my bag, so I had to run and get it and take it off because I put it right on my bag right away. So cute. So that was a gift from Jody, from Tiger Lily, Miss Tiger Lily. Now, Tiger Lily Designs, go over and watch her too. She does a keeper club, and then she makes these really cool keepers, right? I've shown you some of them before. I have a couple. She gave us this. Look at this. Like, can you stand it? I'm so spoiled. Look, okay, so Tiger Lily Designs, and it's this cool little keeper thing with the vinyl in the inside, just enough to put a little project in those look, and the fabrics match my bags that I already have. So perfect. But that's not all. And other treats came too, but this one I think is so super special, and I'm treasuring it on my scissors. It's this fob, and she hand stamped our names. It says Stitchcon and Chantel, hand stamped. I love that. I love this style of jewelry. Actually, look at. Now, this is my shop wedding ring. I wear it all the time, though. I don't wear anything else because this is like a shop. But look, it has our initials, Brian and Chantel, hand stamped on my band. Some of my favorite style of jewelry, and look at this girl can do it. I love these things so much. And I'll show you the rest of it. So it's just a wide band. It has 3 diamonds in it for each one of our girls and our initials. And this other band I wear has love hand stamped in it. It came from another friend. So it's kind of my, my beater ring. And since I'm working in the wood shop all the time, my hands go through a lot. So that's the story behind this ring. I had it made a long time ago by a friend of mine. But that's that. So I love it so much. And then it also has these little girls on the fob. Can you see them? They're so cute. So I put those on my scissors and take them away with the rest of my treasures. Now, there were also so many other things that came by our tables because everyone will make, not everyone, but a lot of people will make little gifts and things that they just walk around and pass out. It's a way to introduce themselves and say, hey, I've got a whole bog bag. The whole bottom of the bog bag is full of things like floss keepers and, a glass cleaner and things like that. So it means so much, and I appreciate all of each and every one of them, and I like to sort them out, especially the little floss tags, because those are really cool and handy, and they'll make special ones. They put their names on them, and then I keep a whole bin full of retreat floss tags, and where they came from, so that I can use them in kits in the future. But those were my treasures just from my table mates, and I wanted to share those with you. My whip section this episode is a little weak, I have to say. I should have a lot more. It's been a while since we've chatted, but I don't. Or maybe I do. I don't know. Let's look. Let's see what I have. The first thing I wanted to share with you, because I don't think we've talked about this since I was here last or back from retreat, is I did get a new keeper. It's called a snap trap. And I got this new project keeper that came from Heather at Punky Purls. And I wanted to share it and show it to you guys. I sent off the rest of the fabric from the other section of the fabric from Tiny Beast. So this is from Tula Pink, this particular fabric line, and it's the Tiny Beast. The fabric line has like a blue toned purpley way to it, and then this orangey colorway. Does that make sense? And so I went with the orangey way and the bugs and things. And she does, you may have already seen these, but she does these really cool bags that she calls a snap trap. It has a handle with a, you know, really cool. She gave me a metallic zipper. Look at that. It's so fun. Really nice zipper too. I really like this. It's very good. And then inside, when you open it up, there are all of these pages. And they're vinyl pages. And I've got some things in the back, so I won't flip through them yet. But, and a pocket right here. I love it. It's holding so much. So it's the only one I have. But right now I decided to pack all my patriotic in it. I know that doesn't quite make sense because it's such a fun and funky fabric, but patriotic is what we have and patriotic is what's in it right now. So in the front pocket, I stashed all of the charts that were kind of, you know, like whips or hopefuls for stitching this year for patriotic. And I have touched a few of them. Some of them I haven't, and I think I've already shown them to you. Oh, maybe not that one. That was good. From Teresa Kogut. And the whips that I have going right now, one of them is this. I grabbed this from Fat Quarter Shop. It is the Patriotic Typeface. And I just loved them. I thought they were so cute, especially since they're pillow size. That's what grabbed me on this doodah. And I started with this one, and I've got a little bit of a start on her. Let me show you how I'm coming along. And I put it like right here in this front pocket. I decided to go ahead and do them on murky fabric. And I kitted all right, let's just talk about this too. So the pages, you can see they're, you know, like this wide. And I have some pages that are also this wide. So I decided, I started out with putting them on floss drops and put them in there. And it just made my whole bag way too bulky because it's already got a lot going on anyway. And I wanted to put a lot more. So I ran over to the laser, and this is really fast, you guys. This isn't like a super formal situation, but quickly I made myself, this ruler. I don't know what we want to call it, but anyway, it's a floss on I don't know. What should it be? Anyway, I put 10 holes in a piece of wood. That's what I did. 10 holes in a piece of wood with some lines. It's upside down. With some lines so that you could write the names of the floss or the number or whatever you need to right next to it. I went ahead and gave it, I like big floss holes. I just do. Okay, I think these are maybe 1.5 inches. The little tiny things, I'm not interested in threading my skeins of floss. I have to thread my needle enough. I want to just flip them in there and make sure they're, you know, I've got plenty of room. So I give myself a good size floss hole. That left us with a good size writing space. So lasered in some lines, and then I've got plenty of space to write, whether it's the number or these are all classic colorworks. So I had lots of space to, and I just write with a pencil because then I can erase it or sand it off. I cut these out of our maple, so they're very easy. You know, they're very easy to write on and sand. You could use a labeler if you wanted to, get really fancy with it. They're not in the shop yet, but I can add them if you'd like them. But they were kind of a personal use thing. Anyway, and they fit much nicer because they're all flat now. And so I got this flat thing, and I can just wrap it around and tuck it in the pocket. And there we go. It just lessened the bulk, if that makes sense. So the floss that is with, so pretty. They're such pretty colors. The Patriotic Typeface, like I said, it is all classic colorworks. So here's the floss for all 3 of them. And I chose to do them on murky. This is 28 count murky fabric. This is where I'm at for Uncle Sam. And I just got to pop the rest of those letters in for him. I don't know why I needed to try this, but for some reason I got started on Statue of Liberty as well. I think this is because I really wanted to see what that shamrock was going to look like. I am doing these 1x at a time because I want to see, you know, what that color variation is going to look like. And then I've got another piece like tucked inside here as well for the eagle that comes with it. So I've been clicking along on those. I thought maybe I'd work on those at retreat at Stitchcon, but I didn't. So, and that's okay. I did other things. I squirreled in other directions, as we do. So I have that. Another project that I'm working on for a whip is also in here, and it is the Star Spangled Ornaments also from Fat Quarter Shopping at Sew Emma. The Star Spangled Ornaments are adorable. I've got them in the next page, and these I'm doing on the 25 count pebble, and I've got the floss again on one of those long, whatever they are. Please name that. Please, someone put it in the comments and name whatever this is. Okay, that's the job for this episode. Name whatever this stick is. But I've got that going, and I started on the heart. So I started with this one right here, and that's how far I got with that. This was just I did start this at Stitchcon. I started it, they do a late night stitching room, so we kind of headed over to the other hotel, the Drury, and did some stitching, and who am I kidding? Did some little bit of stitching and some laughing and some goofing and all the things you do late at night. So that's a quick little start on those. I do have then in the back of my little binder the other ones. So what I did was I cut all of my pieces, and my haul for this episode was a serger. Oh my gosh. And we are having too much fun with the serger. So serge like crazy and got all of those done. And I also serged up a bunch more, I mean tons. I cut up all my murky and serged it into little pieces. This is in plans. So some of my plans are, I think I want to do the Priscilla's circles in murky. And so I went ahead and pre-cut. If I don't get to them, that's okay. There's a lot of other things that will fit on that size. And these then I just tucked in the back so that I was like good to go. Ready, Freddy. Then the next whip I have inside this little bag, I started working on Sweet Wing Studios Forever in Peace. This is on 25 count Lugana parchment, I believe. That's the color. And now this one I put on one of my dials, which also lays nice and flat and fits in the bag as well. I just had a hankering to make a little something different. So I did the stick, whatever, the thing that you shall name. And this is my progress on this. You know, I made a comment on Instagram that this is a lot bigger than I thought it would be, but it could be because I chose to stitch it on 25 count. So it's a good size flag, and it's almost done. I think I should finish this up this week. This would be, I feel like I'm ready to get back to it. I put it away for a little bit because it was, you know, just kind of needed a break. And now I'm ready to get back into that. So it's also in here as one of my whips in my little snap trap. That's what it's called, a snap trap. The others, which I think I've already shown you, that I've kind of set aside and may get to or may not get to, is red, white, and blue, and Stitchy Stars, Brenda Gervais, USA and Bloom. Oh no, Red, White, and Bloom. I grabbed the stitch cards because I think I should get those. And then this was an ornament from Teresa Kogut last month in the Patreon. I think that little patriotic bird dude, which I thought was cute. So I printed that off and put it in here in my little collection of items to do. And in my haul, I did pick up the, I'll share with you, but in my haul, I picked up a booklet from Jordan, Little Stitch Girl, and I want to add some. Oh wait, there's another one in here. The All-American chart from Primrose Cottage. I think you guys have already seen all these, so I'm kind of sorry if I'm flipping through those fast, but I haven't even touched them yet, so there's nothing. I'm looking to see. Oh, nothing's in that pocket. Okay, so that's a whip all inside here, which makes it, and my light fit inside here too. I use one of those Halo Go lights with magnification when I'm traveling, especially. I have one that's connected to a table next to my chair here at home, but I also use the portable one when I travel. I'm sure I've shown it to you guys, but that fit right inside there. So that was a really nice thing to just grab. Everything was already in there that I needed to work on, to just like head over to the late night stitching, because I wasn't taking my whole giant bag. I was just taking just a little portfolio thing that had a lot of options, because you know it's going to be there for a whole hour or more. I needed to make sure I had lots of options, right? Anyway, I joke. So another whip I have that it is also a new start that I started at Stitchcon, and I am so in love with this. I'm so excited. I want to show you the item that I have it in first. Okay, so I was able to get, I don't think I've shown you, but anyway, I was able to get this portfolio set up from Debbie Stitching. And I got the binder. I had her do it in this fabric so that it would go more with, I know I'm such an extreme, right? I got the Tula pink and then I go to this. But I do like so many different things. I do. There's many layers. I'm an onion. There's many layers to Chantel, and Chantel has a lot of different likes, and I bounce around from all of them and love them all equally. This one is so beautiful, isn't it? And the quality is outstanding. So I will tag her, both of them, both Heather and Debbie Stitching, for these two items. But this binder is very cool, especially for the particular chart that I started. Inside, there is a notebook that slips in to the back. Let me show. Oops, that's a chart. Let me flip it this way. Okay, so there's a notebook that slips in, and there's like sheet protector pages. And at first I thought, what am I going to use that for, right? But I think I can show this last page because it's the, yes, I can. There we go. It's the cover of the chart. So I was able to put the pages to this chart in each one of these sheet protectors, and it is ready to go for me to stitch. I love it. It put them all right in order. Do you know what I'm saying? So that is very cool. And then there's vinyl pockets on either side. And I have, oh, this is also something that came with it. This little, see, I have floss just hanging out of it. I guess it's what she would have as a thread bed, you know, because it has the felt on the inside. So, but it flips open like that. I just have, you know, my extras obviously in a little messed up wad right in there, but they're staying in there, and I kind of tucked that in the front pocket. The other things that came with this were this, look at, and if only I could, I would love to be able to learn how to do these, but you know what? I'm not gonna. I'll get it from someone else. And her little laser cut button, and it's like out of walnut. So fancy. It's like bougie stitcher stuff here. I'm like, ooh, fancy. Inside looks like this, with little pockets and another pocket and a vinyl zipper thing. It's got like a little floss wand, and that's what I like. I tucked scissors in there to travel along with. And then there was also this pouch, which of course I made sure the whatever it shall be named item was fit inside here. And I'll show you another one. This is the rest of the floss that's for wisdom, and I just have that all in there. And I'll show you my new start. Oh, and the chart, of course. I guess I just hinted to it, but the chart is Wisdom from Teresa Kogut. Let me show you closer. This is a brand new release from Teresa. It is available in our online shop. So at Chantels141.com, you can pick this chart up if you haven't already. And I wanted to get it stitching on it. I decided to do it in 40 count, and the ladies at Keepsakes helped me find this fabric. It's milk chocolate from XG Designs in 40 count linen, and I started over on this side because my good friends at the table told me to. I was starting anyway. It's a whole thing. Said, hey, start up there and go over. So I'm like, good idea. And so that's where I started. And I got this much done at retreat. I'm really happy with how the colors are looking on this milk chocolate color from XG. And really happy with that. It's a little, it's brown, but it's a little, I want to say it has like a little plum or purpley undertone to it. And that's where I got to. I'm pretty excited about it. So I want to get busy back to this, but I did have to take a little bit of a break to make sure I had, you know, the other work done that I was supposed to be working on. So I did have to put it away, and I will get back to it. I am really excited about that one. And I'm enjoying the 40 count. Now, I am stitching on a variety of different counts in my whips, and you're going to see that more as time goes on, because you saw with the ornaments and things, that's 25 count Lugana. I've got another new start that is in my plans. Basically, it's coming up. It's on 14 count Ada, and then this is linen in the 40 count, and I've also got 32. I've got 36. I've got it all. So I'm running the gambit of all the different, you know, floss counts, and really, I kind of like that. I wouldn't say that I started out as an Ada stitcher, and this year was my year of play, practice, learn, try, and I'm just really enjoying the different things that are coming out of that. So that's the, look at that, isn't it so fancy? Can't believe that's not typical for me to be that organized. But those are the whips I have going on. I haven't touched many of the others, so I don't have much to share. But I do have a lot of other things that are, you know, in the works that you probably saw during the whip parade. Okay, we were just talking about whips, but now let's look at my plans and the other things that I have. I just had to get reset up. I have a few plans that I'm, I guess, organized enough to share. There's other plans, but they're still scrambling around back here. So we're just going to share a few and talk about a few things that are coming up. One of them is the Haunted Halloween Sal with Fat Quarter Shop. And that is, I believe it's a free chart at Fat Quarter Shop. It's a mystery sale that's going on right now. And the first section of it, I have that release, and I just have the chart here, so I don't have a picture of the first part. Sorry about that. It's like a bat with a little bit of a moon, and so I got started on that. You may have seen other people working. Ooh, this is a big, huge start, but it's 14 count pistachio from Picture This Plus, and we'll get that going. I really love this fabric, and so I didn't leave myself much of a border, but it'll be okay. We'll get that worked out. And I do have that inside, again, another one of these guys, which looks like I need to write the names on, but this one turned out just right because I think it took 3 skeins of that and all of the others. And I've got it inside a little dot goose bag. It's such a cute one. Let me show you. Look at that cute plaid. And inside are all the little ghosts and the fun. And this was, what bling jewelry, bag bling I picked up along the way. So that's the first whip and plans that that needs to get going and working on. But what you want to do is head on over to Fat Quarter Shop and check it all out, because it's really cute. It's a mystery sal for a Halloween, like little Halloween stitch, and it's called Haunted Halloween. This sal is, and I'll put down here, is Haunted Halloween SAL. Hashtag Haunted Halloween SAL is the stitch along for that. It is a couple weeks in now. I'm going to get caught up soon, and I'm sure there will be another one. But once you sign up for it, they send you a portion of the stitch along each week. So you're going to get another section coming up here soon, and you just kind of do it all up, and then, you know, it's all done by the end, and you've got them all. So yeah, I would head over. They have kits for the floss. It's all classic color bricks. There was also a cute little bag that you could get with it, all sold separately. And there's a cute little pumpkin needle minder, and then also little floss biddies if you want to put them all on individual ones. Another plan that I have, along with many others, but this one I keep seeing people do, and I probably am going to have to get started on it. It was the Plum Street chart for a retreat that just happened, and first let's look at this bag, okay, because I got this new bag. Look, it's so beautiful. This is from Michelle Lee Quilts. I just stumbled upon it. Follow her Instagram, and she posts when new ones are going to drop in her Etsy shop, and then you can just kind of hit the notifications and you'll see those pop up, and you know, she'll tell you what time, and you can head over and just hit add to cart. And then, oh my gosh, she must run to not the grocery store, she must run to the post office like that afternoon, because they come so quick. And so this was the one that I picked up this last time, and it's just a cute patriotic. The back had all the states on it, which I thought was so cool. And the chart that I stuck in here is Plum Street Samplers American Welcome. This chart is not available yet, but it will be. So it's something that I think I will start stitching on, so that, you know, it'll be something that I can frame maybe when it comes out. I'm not sure, maybe in another year. But it was a kit that I picked up from Farm Girl Dry Goods. I joined her Patreon recently, and she had these available as a complete kit. So we got the chart. I did not go to her retreat, but I did get the chart afterwards, and the fabric came with it, and the floss. And I don't have the floss kitted up yet, but it was a combination of color and cotton and DMC. So I have to work on that, but you know, at least I got a bag for it, right? It's like, but I've been seeing it done like on Instagram, and then I just finished watching Annie B's and her daughter. You head on over to their Flosstube and watch that, and she showed hers. Holy cow, the water is beautiful in this. Let me show you. Okay, what was the water? Okay, it's got to be this Hunter. It's got to be this color. Let me double check. You guys don't mind. Okay, this might be a little tricky because I got no glasses on, but bear with me. Hunter is the triangle, and the water, look at the chart. If I actually would start stitching it, I might know, right? That's what you're saying, like just get busy on it already. Yes, the water is triangle. So, Hunter, look at that color. Go over and watch her Flosstube, because, oh, that's not white. I was looking for something white. Oh, well, anyway, there you go. Look at that. Okay, so Annie on her Flosstube, she shows it, and like she's almost done, and you can see all the water. Oh, it's stunning. So that got me kind of all, you know, revved up and anxious about maybe I want to get this going. You know, nothing else, I got it in the bag. So that's a plan. And then another plan, this is one that if you want to join, I would love to have you, okay? Another plan that I was going to maybe do it for my birthday, but my birthday has come and gone. So now we're just going to have it be when it's ready, which I'm hoping might be in the next few months. So just bear with us on this. I'm sure you have plenty of things to stitch in the meantime. Heavens knows what I do and everyone else. But this is one that I'm putting, it's in development for a color change to be a stitch along in the near future. Okay, and this, speaking of Annie B's, right? Oh my gosh, this is so funny. It is this particular chart, Threadneedle Street from Annie B's. This thing is so cute and so adorable for all of us, and I would invite you to come and live on Threadneedle Street with me, because what it says is we don't say goodnight till our stitching's complete. That's how we roll here on Threadneedle Street. And I don't know about you, but I have been up late night stitching, chatting with folks in stitch rooms, chatting with folks on, just on the phone, or just knowing that my friends stitch late into the night as well. And just that camaraderie of, we may not live right next door, but we're together here, and it's so fun. And I feel like this is Threadneedle Street. And so like my little house is here, your little house is over here, and we're all stitching together, via Zoom or whatever, or even at retreats and things like that. So that's what really caught my eye. Plus, I love Annie. I just love her stuff. I do. And it caught my eye, and I said, I want to do that as a stitch along. All right. So what is happening behind the scenes to get this going as a stitch along? One, I have the charts. The charts are available in my shop right now, so you can run over and grab the chart. The other thing is I have the concept for the board that it's going to be for this particular piece, and it's a frame style, so we will be framing it when we're done as well. And the other part that is done is I did, through the magic of model stitching, had Deborah, she did this for me, Deborah Mosley, stitched the entire thing so that I could work on the backer for us. Look at it, you guys. So we have a sample, but that's where it says, like, we don't say goodnight till our stitching's complete. That's how we roll here on Threadneedle Street. Now, the stitch along, this is the called for. That's what it is on, this is what it looks like on the called for. Sorry, maybe you can't hear me. That's what it looks like with the called for threads. This is stitched on 16 count Fog. Yes, Fog by Picture This Plus, which was a really good fabric. I think I picked it up at 123 Stitch. And what I'm doing is, I'm not going to speak for her yet because she's very kind to volunteer for this, but I think we're going to rechart it in a bright colorway, and have the bright colorway and the called for colorway as kind of really options. Like, I'll just tell you where to get the thread. Okay. I won't have a floss pack put together for it. I don't think I will anyway. I don't think so, but I'll let you know where to get that floss. And I'm going to stitch it in the bright colorway. So we're working on, I'm not the best conversion person. Fortunately, I got friends in high places. No, I'm kidding. I got friends who are very good at that. So I begged a friend, and she's working on it. So we're just going to be patient. But if you're interested in jumping in when it's ready, Threadneedle Street, grab the chart. Grab the chart today. And like I said, it's in the shop. Grab the chart, grab a bag, and get yourself all set aside and ready when it comes up. Again, we're not going to rush on it because, it'll happen when it happens. We all are stitching all the time. So just thought I'd throw that out there that I've been working on it a little bit, and it's a couple of steps closer to being ready. So that's my plans. And I guess I'll see you in a minute with, yeah. What do I have else to share with you guys? Oh, yeah. I'll be right back. Make Your Mark monthly kits. The first one has shipped. I'm so super excited about this. If you haven't already heard about the Make Your Mark monthly series, what it is a series of samplers one that comes out each month that are adaptations from charts that I have within my stash, so within my collection. The first one is this little one from Teresa Kogut. This is the one that just shipped. And what I did was I recharted it so that we could either stitch it just like she did from 1910, so it's charted exactly like this, or you could stitch it and put your own name in. And that's what I did with mine. I see that I think I had a stitch fall out. I've been handling it too much probably, but anyway. The chart will come, or the chart that's on its way, because these are the kits that just shipped out. This is what they look like. There was a kit available that is the complete kit, so you'll get this board, you get the fabric and the floss, you get the chart and the paints and the paintbrush too, because we're going to do this paint technique together. That's all inside the Get It All kit basically. Then there was a second kit that's just the board, paint, and the chart, because it was very limited, the selection I had available for one with floss and fabric. The notion I had was to maybe you could stretch and try a new fabric that you haven't tried before, or a floss if it was something. So this one was curated using Vicki Clayton's hand-dyed silk. Handdyedfibers.com is her website, and it was a red silk is what it was stitched with, and then it was stitched on a fabric from Fiber on Whim. So you had a choice of either 16 count or 32 count. That was the first one. Already has shipped. And then, like I said, in there, what you'll have is a chart that the first one is complete as the vintage sampler looks, with Teresa's name in there, etc. The second chart has all of the top with it. It's an adaptation. She had left out the W, so I added a W in and moved some things around with the icons so that they fit in the spaces better. Then the bottom portion of it, so for instance right here where you see my name, this is all blank on the second chart, so that you can use the letters that are up here to space out and chart your own name. So make your mark. The third chart that comes with it is one with the border only. So everything is empty in the inside, but the border is there. And that one I just added in so that you had one for practice. And you could take a pencil or pen and just practice and count and see, like you can do your name a couple different ways and see which way you like it better. So maybe you put 2 spaces in between each letter, or you need to put 1, or maybe your name is really long or really short. I just thought an extra graph might come in handy for practice. So that is in there as well. So you get 3 papers with that. The second one, and hopefully this is a smooth transition between showing you Teresa Kogut and the next one I'm about to show you, because Loki just jumped up because the mailman came here. Scared the crap out of me. I had to stop the video. So I'm regrouping. And the second one, I'm sure he's scared many of you before, but he's oh my goodness. The second in the series from Make Your Mark has just been added into our new website. So it's at chantels141.com is where you'll find the kits, and there's a couple of different ways that it's available. There's a few different options. You'll see them in the shop. But I want to show you the original to the second one, and that looks like this right here. I mean, I don't know what drew me to this one. It is in some rough shape. It looks like a mouse ate it, but I'm guessing it came from 1878. So like, what can you expect, right? The year I think might be right here. I'm guessing, okay? Because like, I don't know. How am I going to know? I'm not. We're just making a guess. But I believe her name is Annie L. March. She's got something happened there, so we've got a missing. I'm pretty sure it's probably an N because there's our A. And then she's got all of the alphabet in here in uppercase, in lowercase, and then we've got all of our numbers, which I thought was really fun. This little doodad here, down here. And I liked this one, and why I put it in second was because now we've got 2 colors. So our first one was a single color chart, so it's all in red. Now we're jumping into using 2 colors, and we're skipping and going every other one. The colors on this chart are actually, it's kind of a wool floss, and it's a red and more of a purple color. But I decided that since it was being released, the pre-order would go live in June and it would be shipping out in July, that we would do it in a blue and red. And so I recharted it. I did have to, you know, fill in a few of the holes and kind of guess, but I think we got it pretty good. So that's what I'm saying. This is definitely an adaptation. I left areas like this G was done that way. She did run that 6 up into that border here. So I kept it, if I could see, and it was in there, I kept it as original for where the stitching was as possible. The floss that we're going to be using that comes in this kit will be DMC. The fabric is coming from Fabrics by Stephanie, and this is French Blue. The choices in the kit will be 32 count or 16 count, so you can select whichever one you want. But you can see our board on this, it is large enough that if you want to use your own fabric and stitch it on 14, it's still going to fit just fine on here. So I gave us some space and room. Now, the Getting It All kit, this is what's in there. You're going to get the board. You're going to get the paint. And the paint, if you can tell, I don't know, maybe, yeah, I guess you can see it. We have texture that we're going to be doing. So this is the layered linen technique is what we're going to be doing on this board with 2 different shades of white. So this isn't just a stark white. It isn't just an off-white. We've got a blend that we're going to be working on. And it's so easy to achieve. But I think you're really going to like doing this technique on not just this board, but on all kinds of other projects as well, because it really, I think it softens, it adds a really neat background to your stitching without it just looking, you know, like a flat paint. I do like just flat paint too, but you know, there's a place for everything, right? Place and time for everything. On this one, we're going to add some texture. You're also going to receive the fabric, which is this red stitching stripes, which I think is from Priscilla from Stitching with the Housewives. You'll get the fabric to cover this board. The boards are not included, but the fabric is. You will get the vintage trim, which is the little bit of rickrack on the bottom. And of course, you'll get the fabric. You'll get the 2 flosses. You'll get the board, the paints, and the star. I've got some baker's twine, and then you'll get a little bit, this color is called Paddle Boat, and you'll get a little bit of blue. So everything, with the exception of the board that you mount on, because that's, you know, like your preference there for mounting boards, is included in the Getting It All kit. The second option comes without the floss and the fabric. So it'll have everything else and the fabrics. It'll just have the paint and the board and the chart and like a paintbrush to put that together. There's another option that's just the board and no paint, just board and chart, and then you have a chart only option. So that's all in the shop right now. If you want to order and put into pre-order, this will be shipping mid-July. So we're just, the fabrics and floss are on order. So as soon as those come in, we can put complete kits together of that. So this is the second in our Make Your Mark series. It's actually called Annie L. March because Annie was our original stitcher. And once again, you will receive a chart that is this with Annie's name and the year 78. Then you will receive a chart with all of this, and this area will be blank, and along with this spot, because you can see I put 23 right there, will be blank so that you can put your own name in and then whatever year you'd like to put here. Then you'll also receive a chart with just that double lined border all the way around so that you have blank graph area to move things around if you like and play and practice. That is the second in our series. And the third one, ooh, it's so cute. I think you're going to like it too. It's going to go more horizontal. Again, it will be on a great frame board backer for that one as well. And then we've got them through December. So we've got one for every month coming up through December. And like I said, this is not necessarily a subscription. It is just something that between when this one ships out, I will let you know when the next one will be available in the shop. And if it's something you like, just run over and, put a pre-order in it for us, and we'll know how to get it, to get it out to you. But I thought it was something that you got to see it first that way. And then if you just want to get the chart later, you can do that as well. I have the samples here to show you. Although I should have shown you this. So anyway, the Rick Rack will be available in there. The twine paints will come with it. A paintbrush, our floss for this one. And then there's the French blue color, the stitching stripes. And this is what the unpainted board looks like with the loose star. So you have that as well. I am thrilled with these. They're just a lot of fun. In the last year and a half, I did not start out stitching and liking, I haven't stitched a lot of them, but really liking sampler stitching. But for some reason now, the little alphabets are just speaking to me. I love them so much. So and I like the vintage notion of having a few in my collection of actual originals. Even if they do look like a mouse chewed them all up, I still appreciate that they're out there and they're available. And like I said, I'm going to frame that and hang that up as well. So join me in the Make Your Mark series, and I look forward to stitching along with you through the rest of the year. This episode's haul. It's a good one. I'm excited. Check it out. Okay, haul's coming out of the bag, right? I haven't even gotten a chance to really touch it yet since I got back. But if you know, you know. This is Keepsake's bag, their famous green gingham bag. And yep, I got a few things while I was there at Stitchcon. So let's get it unloaded and get it put away because, gonna get the receipt out, right? Gonna hang on to that. So last week while I went to retreat, we went in early. So I arrived on Wednesday and we went right over to Keepsake's first thing, just to, kind of check it out, do some shopping. Then there's also shopping during the retreat in what's called the Annex, which is right there at the convention center. I got a little bit in both places, right? The thing I got the most of, I think, though, is fabric. And I have been adding to my fabric selection or stash here at home so that I can shop from it as I go. And I was thinking, why am I doing this? But I'm finding that I really do like having a stash of fabric to pull from. And I have been pulling from it and figuring out where it's going to go and what I want to use it for more than I thought I would. So I'm more open now to stash collecting when it comes to fabric, right? And just kind of grabbing some colors as I see them. Now, at Keepsakes, I picked up a couple different things. And, I picked up some Aida and some linen. They had an order come in from Mystic, and I bought the color All the Things. This is the first one I got. It's a Lugana, and it's 32 count Mystic. Let me just hold that up so we can see it. And I just thought that was a really good neutral, especially since I think I'm going to need to get going on some, Teresa Kogut's going to be I'm just going to say it. She's in my plans. Okay. I got to get her stuff done. I just do. I got to double down and get that Teresa Kogut stuff finished up. This, I think, is going to be a good one for a lot of options from her stitching, right? Her choices. And I got the same color in 16 count. So, I don't know. I just figured I'd do both. There's a little bit of different texture. Sometimes I like stitching on Aida. Sometimes I like stitching on Lugana. Sometimes I like stitching on linen. So I'm kind of collecting it all. Then this fabric, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this one. But something's going to come up. I just couldn't get the color out of my head. It is from Fiber on a Whim, and it's the color Silver Fox, and I got it in 36 count linen. Oh, it's so pretty. If you have Silver Fox in your stash and have found a great chart for it, let me know in the comments. I am anxious to see how that goes and turns out. Another one that is a 32 count linen. This is Chocolate Milk from Fabrics by Stephanie. Again, so different count maybe. Yep, there was 36, now that's 32. So see, I'm kind of all over the board. And then here is a 32 count linen, also from Fabrics by Stephanie, Driftwood. Look at that. Isn't that luxurious? I just think that's so beautiful. So I'm anxious to do that. And then and I'm going to show something else here in conjunction with this. Next month plans, I got to do a little bit of Christmas. I'm not going to do a lot. I'm going to have an episode that is, I guess I'm talking plans and in haul, but anyway, plans. I didn't share this in plans. Let me just share it here. The idea for July is I have an episode I'm going to do in July that is Christmas in July finishes. It's going to be all finishes. It's the, I've got some ornaments and things from my finishing from last Christmas that didn't get finished up. You know, just time and everything got away from me, and there were so many that came in and I didn't get to every single one of them. So I still have them just like set aside to get them finished for an episode in July. I thought that would be perfect. We'd have a Christmas in July. I can share more ornaments with you, more ornament finishing from the ornament collection that went out last year, because I bet you still have some of those ornaments in your stash. And we can look at ornaments. The other thing that I am going to be finishing and stitching in July, though, for my Christmas stitch focus, is the Polar Plunge. So Polar Plunge is a series from Kathy Hiberman with little Arctic animals, and there's 6 in the series. Sorry, 5 of them are charts we have available in our shop. The 6th one is a narwhal, and that one you go over and you purchase from Kathy's website, because that one is her fundraiser chart, and all the proceeds are going to Special Olympics from that one. So be sure to get the narwhal if nothing else. Here at 141, we did the ornament pack for the Polar Plunge, so I want to get my Polar Plunge ornaments finished and follow Kathy's tutorial for fully finishing the ornaments. The pack comes with 6 of the boards, so you have all 6 for the series. It also has a template inside there. And I also, in, like the spirit of the Polar Plunge, ordered 2 special things that were launched along with the narwhal from Lady Dot Creates. And let me just put this up against here so you can see it. They're like little scissor fobs, and this one is N is for narwhal, so it's her fundraiser one, and it's got the cute little N on there, little Arctic fob. And the other one is for the same series. It's kind of how I like to have it all matchy. I think it's cute. So I've got this cute little scissor fob too, with all of the little polar animals and Arctic things going on. So those are at Lady Dot Creates. You want to get over there and get the little matching things if you're working on the Polar Plunge. But that's in my plans for next month. So on that note, I picked up 32 count linen, and it is actually called Polar Plunge, Fabrics by Stephanie, so I could get mine stitched. And I got that just while I was there at Keepsakes. So that's my fabric stash. And then I also picked up that fabric that I showed. I show my whip from Wisdom that I'm working on. That also I picked up there too. They helped me find that color. It was perfect. Perfect, ladies. You guys are good. Good. I was so helpful. They are so helpful there. It was just such a delight. They were smiling and helpful and cutting our fabric for us. And, there's a lot of us. So to put up with that, kudos to you. It was super exciting. Okay, so on the other Stitchcon note, and this is going with this on my bag, I grabbed this little fob. Let me just hold it up here. This little Stitchcon fob. It has like little dangly things. for my bag as well. So I got that little memory. And the other things I picked up, the charts I grabbed some things from Lucy Beam. I didn't have any of hers yet, so I grabbed some. This pink paper sampler, which I thought was super precious, and I'm dying to just stitch with pink, so I'm like, why not? Let's do that. Oh, I gotta put this in with my patriotic stuff. I forgot about this. Okay, land, look at this. USA, land that I love, hooray, down at the bottom. So it's USA hooray. Isn't that cute? Love it, with those flags in between. So I want to get that stitched up. And I'm going to keep going with this. I'm going to stitch using the colors from the Aurifil box that I was using with Summer Memories. So I think I will stitch that and get that put in my bowl as well. And this is also one for the bowl. It's a summer flag from Lucy Beam right there. Sorry. Summer flag. Look at that. It's so cute. And it says summer. And patriotic, I think, is going to stay out all summer for me this year. I'm just gonna ride it through till August for sure. The other one that I got is a Jeanette Douglas design, and it's super cute, guys. It has 2023, so it's Margaret Meadows 1804. I love that. I need to get that kitted up ASAP. I'm wondering if it'll work on one of the fabrics I just got. I'm gonna see about that. Then Jordan, I've been meaning to get this one. I should have bought it at Market, but I was running around like a chicken with the head cut off. I'm gonna be a lot more organized this year at Market, let me tell you. So get this for sure. Jordan, Little Stitch Girl, and Jamie have, she and her mom have this chart, Proud to be an American, this booklet, I should say, not even a chart, it's a whole booklet. And you may have seen Kimberly has been working on them this month from Fat Quarter Shop in a different colorway. And I also want to get some of these done because this eagle, get out of here. He's, oops. Let me get that focus for you. Look at how cute he is. In the round, he's so cute. So I want to get that done as well. Then Liz Matthews, you guys. Could this woman be any nicer? She's so sweet. We went to dinner with Liz on Wednesday night, and she is, I don't know, she's another level kind of, she's just so sweet. She's just so nice. What can I say? I mean, she's very uplifting. She's encouraging. She's just a wonderful person. And her charts, I mean, maybe this is something about that. Like, these charts come from them, right? So you can tell they're just amazing people because of the art that comes out of these people, right? Look at this. I love it. I'm sure you've seen it. But anyway, this is Garden Side Sampler and Tree. And they had the trunk show there, so I was looking at this one and just love it. Love it, love it. So that was one that I picked up. And then these were two that were at Keepsakes that, influenced by my friends. We're grabbing Blackbird Designs, Away We Ride, and Midnight Ride. These two. For my stash, just collecting, we'll worry about those later, but a couple of these patriotics, we want to get working on those now and get those out. So it's a good thing I went through my haul, right? It's like just been sitting in a bag. I don't know if you've been following Alicia, Fanciful Flamingo. She's doing an organization thing, 15 minutes, and I know my room needs it, so I'm going to be doing that. In this weekend, I'm going to be filming a little cleanup situation in my craft room because, like I said, I just emptied that bag now to share with you guys. I need to get my act together and do that. Now, The other thing I had from Hall that was over in my bag. Oh, wait, there's another one. It's just snuck out of nowhere. Strawberries and, what is that? Strawberries and Stripes? Brenda Gervais. I am digging this little bird and the strawberries. After doing the one from this Home Sweet Home, I'm like, well, that's cool. I might do him on Fog as well to make another little pillow to kind of tuck in with these other ones. The other thing is, let's get rid of this. There were some freebies there. So tucked around keepsakes, there are freebies all over the place, right? So I got a few freebie charts. You're not gonna be able to see these, but Circle of Friends was one, and this was something that Cecilia from Heart and Hand gave out last year. It's from Stitchcon, so that was cute. Jody actually stitched this like while we were there. So cute. You should, I think she shares it. Did she share it? Anyway, she will. Go check out Jody's page. La-di-da, it has a freebie Heart and Hand. You know, that was cute. And then Blue Ribbon Designs also had this chart. I love this so much. It is a friend indeed, and it's got a friend loves at all times in the chart. So those were some freebies that there were some everywhere. I could have probably gone home with a whole stack, but these were 3 that really kind of stuck out and I grabbed. I have one Happy Mail item, and I'm going to share that with you right here in this section because, yeah, I need to tell you guys this came in before Stitchcon, and oh, I was blown away. I need to read though. So we've been giving away the Not Forgotten box. That's it. The Not Forgotten box is a box that we do as our freebie every week, and it is a box full of items that might have a factory second-ish item to it, or there's a knot in it at some point, and we filled the entire box with those, and that's our freebie each week, right? You put the keyword in the bottom, and the winners get picked. At the end of this, you'll see the blurb that comes up that shows the winners. Well, one of the winners sent me this as a thank you, which is not expected. Not, you know, it's not a requirement. You do not do that. But this was, look, all this detail. It's so amazing. So amazing. I have to really give this some thought. But she sent me, she won the Not Forgotten box, and she was so excited to receive it and wanted to say thank you. And she sent me something that she stitched. And I didn't ask if I could share her name, so I'll say, but it's like so amazing. This is something that is from Cecilia from Heart and Hand, and she sent me the directions to stitch it into a pillow. So I've got all the directions, but look at it. And she also sent me extra fabric. Look at the stitching. It's so beautiful, and I love it so much. It's so pretty. So pretty. She did such a fantastic job and sent extra fabric. Look at that. I'm so excited. So I haven't had a chance to really dig into this, but I want to, so I'm keeping it all separate, and I really wanted to share that and just tell you thank you so much for sending that, because I just really appreciate it, and it meant a lot to me. And I'm keeping it all together, and some needles. So yeah, tapestry needles. Yes, love. Keeping it all together so that I can tackle that project, and I know exactly where it's going to go. So that's the next thing I'm going to be sharing with you, and we're going to transition over there. But the exciting news that we have, stay tuned, you're going to want to hear it. I've got some exciting news. I don't even know how to start. I'm so excited and so super nervous at the same time, you guys. Okay. We have in our town, as you know, many of you know, that I my location here where I live is also our shop. So we have like an apartment area or flat, whatever you want to call it, right? That is a part of where our shop is located. So on the other side of this is our big wood shop, and then over here is where we live. This is where our business is and where we work every day and all of the things, right? Well, I also own another building here in town that I have had leased out for the last few years. Just after, the 2020 crazy, we leased it out and then kind of moved into this facility for our wood shop. And the renters they purchased another building, so they moved out once their lease was up. So my building's been sitting down there just kind of going, hello, I'm here and I'm empty and I need something. And we do have it listed for sale right now. And we've had a few people, reach out and look at it, and they, it's not quite right for them. Location isn't exactly what they want. So it just kind of still sits there. And I'm thinking my husband and I have basically, Brian, you know him, have decided that we're 98% sure right now that that God is calling us to put a store in there again and to put Chantel's 141 in that location. So come fall, our plan is to have a 141 design company, Chantel's 141 store open here in Williamston, Michigan. Now, that being said, I am opening it as a finishing solutions store. So it will not be a full-blown like L&S shop right away. We're going to open up with what we have, and our grand opening will be, or our soft opening actually, won't be until the retreat is here. So all of you who are coming for the retreat in September, the beginning part of September, the shop will be there for you first. What will be in the shop will be all of our Chantel's 141 products for finishing your stitching, any charts that we have added in, any fabrics we may have, and flosses if we have them at that time. I will not have everything that you find in an L&S store right out of the gate. All right, we're going to build and we're going to grow and we're going to take it as it comes and let it just build organically. So that's the nervous part of me, because I don't want to put something out there and have you guys think that I have this huge store with all this stuff. It's going to... I want to say it's going to be great, and I know in the end it is, and I'm excited. I'm going to share a whole montage here and talk to you about the store and show you the location and the store itself. I'm going to add that to the video next, but we're so excited, and it does have what it has going for it. And I've been in there before. Obviously, I've owned the building for over 10 years. So it's where our original business was and all of that. And we have a whole shop in the back. So that's where all of our cutting tools and our bins and our backstock and our shipping and all of that can be in that one area, right? Then in the front of the store is a retail space. And it's a space that we built out over the last 10 years. We put barnwood floor in. I've got shiplap on the walls. It just needs the cute put back in, right? So it's ready. The shell is there and it's ready for me. And we'll be going over there here in the next couple of months. So we have a very busy summer coming up as we prep for retreat and prep for this soft open. And that's where the entire business then will move from here over to there. And I mean, we'll still be here, but Brian's side will be here in this particular location. And I'm just super excited. So I want to thank you so much for all of the support you've shown us up to this point and getting us to the point where I've decided that it's worthwhile go ahead and taking the plunge and heading over there. And I mean, I own it anyway, right? So we might as well just use it. It's sitting empty right now, and it's cute. It's so cute. So check it out. Here's a full, complete tour of the new location coming fall 2023 for 141 Design Company and Chantel's 141. Hi, welcome to 141 Design Company, or at least the original location, and now our new location for Chantel's 141. As you can see by the mailbox, that's exactly how we came up with the name. It is the address of our original building. And looks like we need to get some flowers in that planter box. My dad built that for us when we first bought the building, or when I painted it gray, I guess, so a few years back. We do need to get those steps painted. I can tell right now we need to do that. Maybe a fresh coat of paint on the whole building would be nice. This is our view across the street. We've got an old movie theater, and the white building, the upstairs of that is where Shelby and Tori live. That's their apartment. As you can see, our little town is just adorable. We've got all kinds of things going on. Let's go on in and check out the store. The floor is an old barn that we took down. So this is actual barn wood, and we put that down about 10, 12 years ago now, I guess. And it did need a new coat of urethane. So I am in the middle of putting that down. I've got a few boards done, you can see, and the rest is kind of dull. This counter is something also my dad built for me. It's got salvage trim on the front and just a chalk paint finish and some corbels, and there's salvage trim door behind it. We put a few areas have shiplap on them, and in the back, those are some of my vintage doors that I put on the wall. I just thought that added some neat texture to the walls. Obviously, it's set up so that you can stage a lot of different little vignettes. Got a little bit more shiplap here on this wall, and a cute little awning over the window that looks into the office that we built. Here's a view from the back all the way up to the front of the store, that black wall, and there's a brick wall up front. That more of those doors, and let's go into the back. This is our shop area. So this is actually where we're going to bring all of our machines and woodworking equipment for Chantel's 141 and all of the laser cut tools, those types of tools that will go with my side of the business. Most of them will stay down with Brian, but we'll bring what we need. Now this little shack office is something we built a few years back, and it's completely built from salvage materials that we had just hanging out, some metal and extra barn wood, and that's an old door that we put on its side for that big window. And I'll take you on inside. Got an old screen door. Yes, it does creak. It's a screen door, noisy. I love it though. I just love it. And the inside, I need to make it pretty. Okay, we need urethane on that barnwood floor, that's for sure. But look at this old desk. I got that at the MSU Salvage, and it's awesome. I love it. I'm gonna need some paint in here and spruce this up. I've got some salvage wood I think I'll put up right there on the wall. Some turquoise, some aqua, chippy peely, and there's the window out into the storefront. I am so excited. I think we can do some great, stitching sessions in there as well. Now this is a view of the back room coming in from the large overhead door that we have back there. And as you can see, that's the corner our lasers will go into, and we've got plenty of electrical all along that wall. I've been bringing a few things in, but we're just so happy to be moving over here. The girls and I are going to take it over, and we'll have a little storefront up here, and we're excited to have you come and check it out.